Tonight on Eagle Angle, Chris Renzema rocked out at Oklahoma Christian.
President Biden's student relief bill is stalled.
And the Seattle Seahawks are helping kids get ready for winter.
All this and more coming right up on Eagle Angle.
Hello and welcome to Eagle Angle, a student-produced newscast live from Oklahoma Christian University. I'm Joe Luckett.
I'm Hannah Stover.
Last Friday night, Chris Renzema came to Oklahoma Christian to put on a concert for the students. Jervis Campbell and his band opened for Renzema with a set that really got the crowd warmed up. The Oklahoma Christian SGA also gave out free desserts from the Bondi Bowls food truck to the first 350 people. The Talon was able to get an exclusive interview with both Renzema and Campbell, as well as pictures of the concert. Both interviews and pictures can be found at talon.news.
Next week is homecoming for Oklahoma Christian, an exciting time for many students, staff, and alumni at the university. We don't want you to miss any events, so here are the upcoming events for homecoming. This Friday, the 48-hour club build will begin at 5 p.m. and conclude at 11:59 on Sunday. There will be a break for the club members from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Sunday.
On Monday, October 31st, is Trick the Trail. This event will start at 5 p.m. and end at 6:30 p.m. Tuesday, November 1st at 6 p.m. will be the annual Lighting of the Commons hosted by Soundings. Wednesday, November 2nd from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. will be the All-Campus Devo.
Thursday, November 3rd at 7:30 p.m. will be this year's homecoming musical, Brigadoon. Friday, November 4th at 9:30 p.m. will be the Homecoming Pep Rally. And on Saturday, November 5th will be the biggest day of the week, starting with the Alumni Breakfast at 8 and followed by Chapel at 10.
After Chapel will be the Homecoming Parade at 11:15 a.m., then some fun and games at the Homecoming Tailgate from 11:30 a.m. to 1 p.m., before the Oklahoma Christian Lady Eagles basketball game at 1 p.m., followed by the men's basketball game at 3 p.m. In between the games will be the Homecoming Court, where this year's Homecoming King and Queen will be announced, along with sophomore and junior representatives.
Admitted Oxford High School shooter Ethan Crumbley pleaded guilty at the pretrial hearing Monday. The 16-year-old pleaded guilty to 24 counts, which includes 4 counts of first-degree murder and terrorism. Last November, he gunned down Tate Meyer, Madison Baldwin, Hannah St. Juliana, and Justin Schilling. 7 others were injured as well in the tragedy. Reporter Simon Scheike has a reaction from attorneys.
Entering a courtroom today and facing Judge Kwame Rowe, gunman Ethan Crumbley had no words for families of his victims, only the word guilty, which he repeated 24 times.
You understand that the maximum possible penalty you face here on the underlying offenses is up to life in prison?
Yes, sir.
Crumbley admitted to shooting and killing 4 students and wounding others with a handgun from his backpack. In an unexpected twist, we also heard him admit he gave his parents his own money to buy that handgun, which they purchased and never locked up.
Is it true that you gave him your own money to buy that firearm?
Yes.
He paid for the gun himself. That blew my mind.
Should Ethan serve anything less than life without parole?
Absolutely not.
Crumbley will now face life without parole, and a sentencing is expected to happen next year, where victims can speak out.
Just to put on the record that they will have an opportunity to make a statement to the court at the time of sentencing.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Ethan's attorney initially moved for an insanity defense but abandoned it following a psychological evaluation. Today, he pled guilty to murder and terrorism charges, becoming the first to plead guilty to terrorism in a school shooting in the United States. Without a trial, families say they won't have to relive the horror, but they do not believe Crumbley is remorseful.
I tried to look at him as a kid that needs help, but the closer that I've gotten to this, I struggle right now to forgive anyone that murdered someone else, who tortured kids.
I'm surprised with the lack of emotion, and I'm frankly stunned at the lack of emotion. If he's going to plead guilty, and I would have expected him to show some remorse in his face, and there was none.
In the meantime, defense attorney Paulette Michelle Lofton adding this.
We would absolutely love a term of years, but that's based on a number of factors, and that's something that the court will have to decide. He's taking accountability for his actions.
Is he in any way remorseful about what happened?
He definitely is. We have to all remember he is a 16-year-old boy, so a very scary situation.
Teenagers across the U.S. love Chick-fil-A. A recent Piper Sandler survey ranked Chick-fil-A as Gen Z's top restaurant, with 15% of respondents listing it as their favorite choice. Starbucks came in second at 12% of teens, followed by Chipotle at 7% and McDonald's at 6%. The company hasn't won everybody over, though. The chain's support for anti-LGBTQ organizations and its opposition to same-sex marriage has been at the center of political debates and calls for boycotts. Food industry research firm Technomic found that Chick-fil-A had 2,730 outlets and hit nearly $16 billion in sales in 2021.
A Republican-led legal challenge has put Joe Biden's student debt relief program on hold. The temporary pause means for now the administration can't cancel loans covered under the policy. So what happens now? Chris Nguyen has a closer look at what this means for the more than 20 million people who already applied for relief.
On the same day, President Joe Biden touted his student loan forgiveness program.
This is a game changer. We're hearing from people all over the country.
A federal appeals court on Friday put the policy on pause for now, barring the administration from canceling loans, while the court considers a legal challenge from 6 Republican-led states, which are requesting a preliminary injunction, saying President Biden doesn't have the legal authority to wipe out the debt.
Republican members of Congress and Republican governors are doing everything they can to deny this relief, even to their own constituents. Their outrage is wrong and it's hypocritical.
The pause means millions of people waiting for the rollout of the first wave of loan forgiveness will now have to wait a little longer while the program's fate is decided.
This relief is breaking barriers in our communities and in our minds about what we can do with our future.
The program would dismiss up to $10,000 in debt for eligible applicants, or up to $20,000 if they were Pell Grant recipients. More than 20 million people have applied since last week. The White House had previously identified Sunday as the soonest day that some borrowers could see their debt canceled.
I want to be clear who's going to benefit most. Working people, middle-class folks.
So what happens now? A lot of back and forth. The White House is still encouraging people to apply for relief at studentaid.gov. The administration has until Monday to submit its response, followed by the Republican response on Tuesday. In Washington, I'm Chris Wynn.
President Joe Biden and First Lady Jill Biden planted a tree on the White House South Lawn Monday. The elm tree planting was to honor the superintendent of the White House grounds, Dale Haney. Earlier this month, Haney celebrated 50 years of employment at the White House. According to a White House official, Haney started as a gardener there in 1972. Through the years, he has overseen the care of the White House kitchen garden, 500 trees, 5,000 shrubs, and thousands of annual flowers. Haney is also the unofficial dog walker of the White House. For the 10 presidents Haney has served under, he has looked after every presidential dog.
As deforestation crisis reaches its breaking point in America, officials roll out a massive and ambitious plan to replant more than 1 billion new trees across the nation. But how exactly do they plan to tackle this monumental environmental task? Here's a hint. It involves you. Jeremy Roth explains.
The annual arrival of autumn colors across the land is a reminder not only of the living beauty of America's forests, but also the vulnerability of this natural resource, which now more than ever is fighting for its very survival. Wildfires are responsible for the destruction of millions of acres of forested land in the U.S. It's a problem that David Lytle of the U.S. Forest Service says has reached a breaking point.
We are facing a wildfire crisis in the U.S. Wildfires are growing in both size and intensity. They're becoming more difficult to fight, and as a result of wildfires and our limited resources, we end up with a backlog of about 5 million acres of land on National Forest System lands that are in need of reforestation.
Now, seeds of hope in the form of federal legislation called the Replant Act that couldn't have come at a more pivotal time. The bipartisan act not only delivers a much-needed infusion of funds and resources, but also sets an ambitious goal of planting and regenerating more than 1 billion new trees on U.S. soil over the next decade.
Replant has been a game changer and is really going to allow us to address the wildland fire risk issues, to address climate change, and to address our reforestation backlog.
But more than 1 billion trees? How exactly is a monumental task like that executed?
We will be expanding our operations, hiring new people, and doing more work on the ground. Moving forward is going to take collaboration, cooperation, and partnership.
So what can the rest of us do to help?
You can plant a tree in your own yard. You can work with your community to help plant trees in communities. You can work with nonprofit organizations. You can volunteer. All of us have a role to play in reforestation.
I'm Jeremy Roth, reporting.
On Thursday, October 27th, Chi Lambda Phi will be hosting a not-so-holly jolly Christmas party at 8:30 p.m. The event will be located by the back pond near the old president's house. There will be an inflatable obstacle course, a haunted trail, karaoke, and lots of holiday-themed snacks. All students, faculty, and family are invited to come, and rumor has it that Santa and his elves, along with some reindeer, will be making an appearance.
Every year at OC's Lighting of the Commons, letters are written for men and women who currently serving or have served our country. If you have a loved one who would like to receive some Christmas greetings from OC, please send their name and a picture along with their mailing address to Amanda Watson using the address on the screen. Please send all information in by October 28th.
If you have any stories you would like us to report on, please send an email to our producer with the address on the screen.
We're going to take a quick break.
And when we come back, Tyler Hale will have our Eagle Angle weather report.
Listen, you're my friend.
I noticed you haven't really been yourself recently.
Yeah, I feel like something's up.
How are you?
Are you okay?
Is there anything you want to talk about?
I just want to know how you're feeling.
And listen, even if you don't know what to say, I'm here to talk.
No matter what you're going through,
I just want you to know I'm here.
I've got your back. When you want to talk, I'm here.
When I was your age, I was just like you, fascinated by stars. But now I get to search for life in the universe. And who knows, maybe life is looking for us too.
So we're like aliens to them?
Yeah. Does anyone want to be a scientist now?
I do.
Awesome. We need more girls in STEM.
Maybe we can find aliens.
Recently, the western U.S. has averaged more than 1,900 earthquakes and 3,800 significant wildfires each year. So chances are there will be more of both near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Son, love is like the ocean. You have to tread the waters.
Dad, that's not the kind of help I needed. Jessica, will you go to prom with me?
Yes.
Thousands of teens in foster care can't wait to share their first with you.
When I first saw Turtle, my heart was full. Now I'm anything but lonely.
We have this like deep connection, this heart connection.
He just wants to be close to you and part of your life.
Every day with Turtle is a perfect day.
When I'm holding her, it makes me feel calmer.
I think everything he does shows how much he loves us.
When we adopt a shelter pet,
We discover they're a little bit of a lot of things.
But they're all pure love.
Good day, Oklahoma. I'm Tyler Hill here with the Eagle Angle Weather Report. So today, for a nice cool day in the autumn weather, it is 65 degrees outside, feels like 66. Let's take a look at the round area. Majority of Oklahoma is going to be in the mid to high 60s, specifically being in Altus and Durrani, being the 70 and 69 range. So it's perfect for that outdoor activities you have for this Halloween. And now for tonight's temperatures, 53 degree temperatures with a 9 to 15 miles per hour wind and a 57% humidity. And this is what our weekend will look like. It's going to be a little bit of a dreary one, as well, of clouds, rain, and Sunday being partly cloudy, and unfortunately it's going to be a little wet. And finally, here's our 5-day forecast. Majority of the week is going to be a little bit all over the place, with our lowest being on Friday in the 60s, while our highest being on Monday, 71, with a range of everywhere else. Thursday being 68, Saturday 59, and Sunday 64. Our lows are going to range mostly in the mid to high 60s. Say for Monday is also going to be in that 50-degree temperatures. And that's all for our Eagle Angle Weather Report. When we come back, we'll have Kanisha Sanup in the Entertainment Corner to bring you the latest.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
I'm Kanisha Sanup and welcome to the Entertainment Corner. Adidas has officially cut ties with Kanye West, and as a result, the rapper has lost his billionaire status. West has drawn criticism for recent anti-Semitic comments, including a tweet earlier this month when he said he was going, quote, DEFCON 3 on Jewish people, end quote. Adidas released a statement Tuesday saying it, quote, does not tolerate anti-Semitism and any other sort of hate speech. And the sportswear giant said it has stopped production and sales for the popular high-end Yeezy branded products. The decision will cost Adidas big dollars, nearly to $50 million. But it will cost the West even more. His partnership with Adidas was reportedly about $1.5 billion of his net worth. Henry Cavill has confirmed he will return to the role of Clark Kent, also known as Superman, in the DC Comics Extended Cinematic Universe. The British actor broke the news on Instagram. He shared a profile shot of himself as Superman before saying in a selfie video, in part, quote, I wanted to make it official, I'm back as Superman. The news comes after Cavill appeared as the Man of Steel for a cameo at the end of Black Adam, the new DC superhero film starring Dwayne Johnson. 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon is about to get a lot easier. The actor is joining the Marvel Cinematic Universe as himself. The Footloose star will appear in the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special. Director James Gunn shared the new trailer on Twitter Tuesday. In it, the Guardians are trying to raise the spirit of Chris Pratt's Star-Lord as the holidays approach. Mantis and Drax, played by Dave Bautista and Pom Klementieff, go to Earth to find legendary actor Kevin Bacon, thinking he would be the perfect gift for Star-Lord. The Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special will start streaming on Disney Plus on November 25th. Director James Gunn is in the news for projects from both comic book movie universes. Rick Damigella has a story in today's Hollywood Minutes.
I've got to do this. James Gunn powers up DC. Warner Brothers has announced the director known for his Marvel Cinematic Universe movies with Disney is joining Warner's as co-chairman and chief executive officer of DC Studios, overseeing filmed entertainment alongside Peter Safran, known for his work producing the Conjuring movieverse.
I just saw on the calendar that right now on Earth it's almost Christmas time.
More from James Gunn as Disney Plus unveils the trailer for the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. Gunn wrote and directed the Yuletide adventures of Marvel's Misfit Heroes, which brings Kevin Bacon into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, playing Kevin Bacon. Yes, you heard that right. The festivities begin streaming November 25th on Disney Plus. And in non-James Gunn news, Imagine Dragons have released a new version of Bones just in time for Halloween. The new spin on the Dragon song was remixed by the electronic duo Two Colors and is accompanied by a black and white version of the song's zombified music video. Doing the Monster Mash in Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
That's all for today's Entertainment Corner. Here's Gabe Braden, who has your Eagle Angled Sports Report.
Thanks, Kanisha. This past weekend, the Oklahoma Christian's men's swim team was in St. Louis. Oklahoma Christian outswam St. Louis 192 to 140, but fell short against the number 2 ranked McKendree 207 to 105. JT Amrine came in first in the 100-yard breaststroke and the 200-yard individual medley. Victor Rosado also earned a win in the 500-yard freestyle with a 4.33 swim time. And then the 400-yard freestyle relay team brought home first place with a final time of 3:04. The men's team was not the only Oklahoma Christians team at the McKendree Metro Tri-Meet. The women's swim team also took on both St. Louis and McKendree. The Oklahoma Christian women scored a 90 against St. Louis and 110 against McKendree. Cheyenne Dennison took first in the 200-yard butterfly with a final time of 2:07. Vivian Pish earned the third place position in the 100-yard backstroke with a 1-minute swim time. Olivia Rollin also took third in the 50-yard freestyle, and Julia Flores finished second in a close 200-yard backstroke race. Both the men and women's swim teams will be at Southern Methodist next weekend, swimming against Southern Methodist and Incarnate Word. The Oklahoma Christians men's soccer team had played an intense game with Texas Permian Basin over the weekend. In total, Oklahoma Christian and Texas Permian Basin had a combined 19 shots throughout the match. The Eagles took the lead in the match by shooting 11 shots during the game, with 5 of the 11 being on goal. Unfortunately, due to some bad luck, the Eagles were able to get a scoring shot, but with some strong defense in the second half, Oklahoma Christian was able to hold and keep Texas Permian Basin. The final score was a tied score of 0-0. Tonight, Oklahoma Christian's men's soccer will be at West Texas A&M. This coming Saturday will be senior night as the Eagles take on Eastern New Mexico at home for the regular season finale. The Seattle Seahawks are doing their part to help kids in need stay warm this winter. The NFL team took its A game to Seattle's Beverly Park Elementary School, delivering shoes, coats, gloves, and hats to needy kids. They also gave out books, snacks, and supplies as well. The visit included Seahawks dancers as well as Blitz, the team mascot. It was truly a team effort. The Seahawks joined forces with Amazon and the national nonprofit Operation Warm for the initiative. The school's principal emphasized how important this is for the kids there. She also noted this was the first all-school assembly since the COVID-19 shutdowns. Upwards of 400 Beverly Park Elementary students received important items for this winter. And that is all for Eagle Angle Sports Report. When we come back after the break, Hannah will be back for our feel-good story of the week.
Meet the Scan, a simple procedure whose mission is to detect lung cancer early.
I'm here to save you.
But I feel fine.
That's great, but you may still be at high risk for lung cancer.
Oh man, that's a new fence.
If you smoke, early detection could save your life. Learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Yeah! Sam, Elmo!
Oh, hey, Julia. Are you ready to play band with us? I'm gonna play my clarinet.
And Elmo's gonna play his drum. Drum loud.
Oh, well, you know what to do, Julia.
Julia knows.
With Julia's autism, loud sounds can be too much.
But she still loves to make music. Play band.
Early screening for autism can make a lifetime of difference. Find out more at screenforautism.org.
What are you looking for?
One in 3 adults has pre-diabetes. That means it could be you, your dog walker,
On your left.
your cat jogger. With early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
It's a short ride from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
Anthony Alfano has gone all out for Halloween since he was a young boy. His parents have helped him pull off elaborate and creative costumes. These have gotten national attention. They've included Ferris Bueller, Beetlejuice, and the Blue Man Group. Eric Horn caught up with Anthony to get a look at this year's costume and see how he's continuing to inspire others around the country.
In Rose Park in October, there are 2 pressing questions. Who am I going to be for Halloween? And who is Anthony Alfano going to be?
Excitement. This is what we do it for. All this excitement with the kids and everything is what we do it for. And for Anthony, because look at how happy he is.
Once a year, Anthony is the center of the Halloween universe. His wheelchair-accessible costumes, created by his father, have long been thrilling Halloween lovers. Last year, he rode in style as Cameron from Ferris Bueller. And before that, he was Beetlejuice, Blue Man Group, Zoltar from the movie Big, and more. For 13-year-old Anthony, who has cerebral palsy, that smile says it all. What keeps driving you?
Him. Like, he's the one that every time I see him smile, it's like, I gotta do it again.
This year's costume, the bone organ from Goonies, which in the 80s classic film the kids discover in the labyrinth and have to play correctly in order to survive. Hitting the wrong chords spells doom. Anthony's dad started on the costume weeks ago, crafting the bones from bamboo. And the organ keys from plastic skeleton fingers. We gave it a whirl. Like in the movie, hitting the wrong keys will give you a jolt.
Oh my goodness. The Alfanos have donated 2 of Anthony's costumes to families with children in wheelchairs. Their love and creativity spreading joy to others.
We just want to keep doing it because it keeps filling us up and keeps moving us forward.
In Melrose Park, Eric Hong, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
That's all for today. We'll see you back here next week to bring you the latest.
Thanks for tuning in to Eagle Angle, where it's your campus,
Your news.
Happy Halloween!